Right now, a headache costs you 2 pills in 10 minutes. 10,000 years ago, that same headache could cost you this: a hole drilled through your skull while you were wide awake. And here's the insane part: it sometimes worked. Welcome to OriginPointe, where we go back to where it all started. Because for 99% of human history, there were no doctors, no pharmacies, no germ theory, nobody who knew what a virus was. Getting sick wasn't an inconvenience, it was a mystery. So we're sending him back 10,000 years to find out how anyone survived. Starting with a fever, a bad tooth, and absolutely no idea what's coming. Day 1, and the fever hits hard. Chills, sweats, the works. And the village has a theory. Actually, 3 theories. An angry spirit, a curse, or bad air. Which means you don't need a doctor, you need the healer. Part priest, part pharmacist, part therapist. And before you laugh at the man waving a branch at your face, this guy is about to surprise you. Got a fever? Chew this willow bark. It contains salicin, the exact compound we later turned into aspirin. Got an open wound? Pack it with honey. Honey is genuinely antibacterial, and hospitals still use it today. Got an infection? Some cultures pressed moldy bread against it. That's penicillin, thousands of years early. They had no clue why any of this worked. They just knew grandma's grandma swore by it. And she was right often enough to keep you alive. Don't believe me? We found the receipts. This is Ötzi the Iceman, 5,000 years old, frozen mid-hike in the Alps. Around his neck, dried fungus on a leather cord. That fungus kills parasites, and Ötzi had parasites. The man was hiking with a prehistoric first aid kit. Fast forward a few thousand years to ancient Egypt. Medicine just got its first major upgrade: writing. The Ebers Papyrus lists over 700 remedies, everything from headaches to crocodile bites. Some were brilliant, like honey dressings for open wounds. Some were crocodile dung ointment. But now medicine could be written down, taught, and improved forever. And they didn't stop at herbs. Broken arm? They pulled it straight and wrapped it in wet clay that dried into a cast. Deep cut? They held it shut and let soldier ants bite it closed like living staples. Surgery with bugs. And honestly, it held. Oh, and that bad tooth from the beginning? They had a plan for that too. Archaeologists found teeth from 13,000 years ago, drilled clean with sharpened flint points. Some were even filled with natural tar. That's a dental filling, invented in the Ice Age. Pain got its own inventions. The Sumerians grew opium poppies 5,000 years ago and named them the joy plant. Subtle. Everyone else brewed the first beers, also known as the world's first anesthesia. Was it safe? Absolutely not. But it worked enough to matter. But their most powerful medicine had no recipe at all. It was each other. Archaeologists found a Neanderthal called Shanidar I, blind in one eye, missing an arm, barely able to walk. And he lived for decades. That's only possible if his people fed him, protected him, and carried him every single day. 40,000 years ago, caretaking was already saving lives. So, bark, honey, ants, and beer. Fine for a fever. But what happens when the problem isn't in your body? What happens when it's in your head? Crushing migraines, seizures, visions. And your village decides the spirit trapped in your skull needs a door. This is where his trip stops being funny. It's called trepanation, drilling a hole through a living skull. No anesthesia, no sterilization. Just a stone drill and someone holding your arms down. It is the oldest surgery humanity has ever found, and they did it everywhere. France, China, Africa, Peru, every continent investigated the skull door. And tonight, it's his turn. The healer works slowly, scraping and turning, hour after hour. The whole village holds its breath, and then, silence. He's alive. And here's the twist nobody sees coming. Thousands of these skulls have smooth, healed edges. Bone only heals if you survive. At some dig sites, more than half of them made it. Some skulls have 2, even 3 healed holes, meaning they came back. And the survivors? They became legends. Pieces of healed skulls were even worn as amulets, lucky charms carved from the people who lived. Survive the skull door, and you were officially unkillable. So why did a hole in the head ever help anyone? For some injuries, it accidentally relieved pressure on a swelling brain. which is a real surgery we still perform today for the same reason. They had the right idea 10,000 years early. They just had a rock. Strip away the spirits and the skull drilling, and here's what's left. One human deciding another human's pain was worth solving. Everything since, the bark becoming aspirin, the mold becoming penicillin, the drill becoming brain surgery, is that one decision, refined for 10,000 years. So tonight, when a headache costs you 2 pills in 10 minutes, remember that price took 100 centuries to bring down. If he survives the next trip, you'll want to be here for it. See you at the next origin point. He made it home, this time. But next episode, winter comes for the ancient world, and staying alive gets a whole lot colder. Subscribe so he doesn't have to face it alone.